Welcome to Grand Prix, your favorite place for the newest Formula One news. We have three exciting stories for you, so make sure to follow us and turn on notifications so you don't miss anything. Let's start. This Wednesday was super crazy in the Formula One world, and if you're not following our channel yet, now is the time. If you don't, you're going to miss some of the biggest news of the year. Earlier today, it was made official that Christian Horner got fired from his job as the boss of Red Bull Racing. If you've been watching GPM Casa, you already knew this might happen. We've been telling you for weeks that Horner's job was getting more and more unsafe, but that's not everything. The story about Max Verstappen's future has also gotten really dramatic and new. Just a few days ago, we told you that Verstappen had said yes to Mercedes' offer to drive for them starting in 2026. Back then, the deal needed to be approved by the Mercedes-Benz bosses, and they couldn't agree. Some leaders thought the team could win with George Russell and Andrea Kimi Antonelli as their drivers without spending tons of money on TAPPN. Now, according to an Italian newspaper called La Gazzetta dello Sport, Mercedes-Benz CEO Ola Klinius has said yes to letting the team try to get Verstappen. This removes a big problem in their talks. Verstappen's current deal with Red Bull goes until the end of 2028, but as everyone knows, there are several ways he can leave early. One of them lets him leave if Red Bull's cars get worse, while another sets a price of €102 million that someone would have to pay. Mercedes, with all their money, would have no problem paying that much. The timing couldn't be worse for Red Bull. Verstappen hasn't made it to the top 3 finishers in 4 of the last 5 races. After the British Grand Prix, where he finished 5th, he publicly said the RB21 car wasn't getting better and worried about Red Bull powertrains being ready for the new 2026 rules. Adding to all the trouble is Horner leaving, which Verstappen's team had reportedly wanted. With Horner gone, will Max feel happy enough to stay, or does this make it easier for him to leave Red Bull completely? Meanwhile, Mercedes has its own uncertainty. Neither George Russell nor Kimi Räikkönen has signed new contracts for 2026, and team insiders reportedly think Verstappen coming would instantly make them able to win championships again. Even if their 2026 car isn't the best one, rumors say Mercedes could put Verstappen with Antonelli, letting Russell go the other way to Red Bull as part of a driver trade. Since we're in a break between races, the next 2 weeks give Verstappen and Mercedes the perfect time to finish their talks. According to La Gazzetta, both sides now have permission to move forward, meaning the only question left is whether Verstappen is really ready to walk away from the team that made him a 3-time world champion. So what do you think? Should Verstappen take this big step and join Mercedes, trusting them to give him a winning car under the 2026 rules? Or with Horner gone, will he decide to stay and finish his contract at Red Bull? Tell us what you think in the comments. This could be one of the most important moments in modern F1. Christian Horner is facing the biggest crisis of his career as team boss, with pressure getting higher than ever after Red Bull's disappointing performance at the British Grand Prix. According to a report from GP Blog, the possibility of Horner leaving, whether he chooses to or is forced to, is now more realistic than ever. The atmosphere inside Red Bull, which has been showing problems for several months, has reportedly reached a breaking point. Since the death of Dietrich Mateschitz, the team's founder and owner, Horner has slowly gained more and more power within the organization. However, this concentration of control is now being heavily questioned, not only by important people within the team but also by people close to Max Verstappen. For Verstappen's inner circle, Horner is seen as a main reason for the growing problems at Red Bull. They believe his leadership style and the bad atmosphere it has created are directly hurting the team's unity and performance. As a result, there's a growing feeling that either Horner's power must be greatly reduced or he must step aside completely if Red Bull hopes to keep Verstappen beyond 2025. This once unthinkable situation is now being seriously talked about, not just within Red Bull Racing, but also at the highest levels of Red Bull GmbH, the parent company. The team's recent decline on the track, combined with these internal power fights, has created worries about its long-term ability to compete. Sources say Horner himself knows very well about the mounting pressure and is worried about his position. Adding to the tension, Verstappen's future with Red Bull remains uncertain. While the current four-time world champion has said he prefers to stay, he hasn't ruled out leaving if the internal situation doesn't get better. His departure could cause many key staff and engineers to leave too, further hurting Red Bull's performance in the upcoming regulation era, with Verstappen expected to negotiate his contract again during the summer break in August. The clock is ticking for Red Bull's leadership. The question hanging over Milton Keynes is whether they are willing to sacrifice Horner's position to keep their star driver, or risk losing both Verstappen and their dominance in Formula 1. What do you think? Are we about to see a huge shakeup at Red Bull to keep Verstappen's loyalty, or will the team stay firm, potentially pushing Max towards a rival like Mercedes or Aston Martin for 2026? Tell us what you think below. Would you side with Horner or Verstappen in this brewing power struggle? The Formula One world was shocked this Wednesday morning with breaking news. Christian Horner is officially out as team principal and CEO of Red Bull Racing. For those of you already following GPM Casa, this might not come as a total surprise. We've been reporting for weeks that this situation was becoming more and more likely. But if you're not subscribed yet, you're missing out on staying ahead of everyone else in the F1 world. Make sure to hit subscribe and turn on notifications so you're never the last to know. And if you enjoy fast, direct updates like this, leave a like to support the channel. It means everything to us. This morning, Red Bull put out an official statement confirming Horner's departure after nearly 20 years in charge. The main reason, mounting pressure from within the team, led by none other than Max Verstappen. Reports say that in a tense meeting days ago, Verstappen made it clear. Either Horner steps down or he would walk away from Red Bull. Horner has been a central figure in Red Bull Racing's rise and dominance in Formula One since 2005. When the energy drink giant bought the former Jaguar racing team. Under his leadership, Red Bull won 2 eras of supremacy, first with Sebastian Vettel from 2010 to 2013, and then with Max Verstappen from 2021 to 2024. Horner's time in charge saw 6 Constructors' Championships and 7 Drivers' titles, making Red Bull a powerhouse in modern F1. But since the death of Red Bull co-founder Dietrich Mateschitz in late 2022, cracks began to form. Internal conflicts grew, especially with Verstappen's inner circle, including his father Jos Verstappen and senior advisor Helmut Marko, who increasingly challenged Horner's authority. Key figures like Adrian Newey and Jonathan Wheatley also left the team in recent months, further weakening Horner's position. To make matters worse, Horner faced a personal scandal last year that started an internal investigation, though he managed to hold on to his role until now. In Red Bull's official statement, the team thanked Horner for his huge contributions over nearly 2 decades and acknowledged his role in shaping Red Bull Racing's history. Starting immediately, Laurent Mekies, formerly team principal of the Red Bull Junior Team Racing Bulls, steps up to lead Red Bull Racing. Meanwhile, Peter Bayer will oversee Racing Bulls as its new team principal. Horner's final race in charge was last weekend's British Grand Prix, where Verstappen started on pole but finished a frustrating 5th in tricky wet conditions. Red Bull currently sits 4th in the constructor standings, and Verstappen is 3rd in the Drivers' Championship, trailing the leader by 69 points. This marks the beginning of a new era at Red Bull Racing. But the big question now is whether these big changes will be enough to convince Verstappen to stay. The Dutchman has been mysterious about his future, and rumors linking him to Mercedes continue as the summer break approaches. So, what do you think? Did Red Bull make the right choice in removing Horner from power, or was this a mistake that could make the team even more unstable? And do you believe this move is enough to keep Verstappen around for 2026? Or will he still make the shocking switch to a rival team? Share your thoughts in the comments below. This is shaping up to be one of the most dramatic chapters in recent F1 history.